Hello, hello. Welcome to this episode of the Rogers Radio Podcast. I am your host, Alyssa Rogers. Today, I want to talk to you first before I introduce a very familiar face. I probably don't even need to introduce him, but Kenny and I sat down last week and we talked about what kind of guests we wanted to have on in the month of November in the next few weeks and who we wanted to bring on and reach out to, and decided that November and the upcoming months are all about being thankful and grateful. And we haven't brought on a lot of team members lately, so that's what we've decided to do. We're going to bring on team members for the next couple weeks to just talk to them about what's been going on, what they've been working on. We've had a lot going on here at Rogers behind the scenes, and I haven't really sat down and talked to you about it. So I didn't want to just sit by myself and talk about it. I want to bring on these team members so we can talk about it together. And the first one I'm bringing on is Brandon Frost. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Thank you for coming on and talking today.
Thank you for having me.
It is going to be a great conversation.
Yes.
I was looking back at kind of the history since you've been here and how far you've come. And so I listened to the episode that you were on last, and it's been a year since you've been on. A year since we talked last on the podcast.
Wow.
How has this past year been?
It's been great.
Yeah?
It's been hard. It's been challenging. We've been through a lot, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
We've grown a lot. It's been good, though.
Yes.
It's been good.
It's been really good. And when I wanted to compare kind of what you said a year ago, because, you know, we talk a lot about goals and growth at Rogers. And so I'm like, what were his goals then?
Okay.
But I kind of want to take it back because we touched on kind of how you joined and how I reached out to you. But we're going to touch on it again in a little more detail about how all of this happened. So to all the listeners and watchers, when you have a growing company, you need very growth-minded individuals to join your team. And we were looking to grow our service department a little over a year ago. And we were like, okay, who do we want? Who would we like to have on our team? And when we're going through this, I always ask Joey, I say, all right, Joey, if you could have anyone in the whole United States, if you could think of someone that you would love to have on the Rogers Heating and Cooling team, who would it be? And he lists off, you know, some people. And in this particular situation, he said, you know, I would really like Brandon Frost on our team. And I said, well, who is Brandon Frost? And he told me that you worked at Trane and that I think you took his position at Trane. Did you take, or you were doing the same thing he did?
Yeah, similarly, yeah. I came in as an apprentice, so I definitely had to work to get to where he was.
Yeah.
But by the time I left, we were doing the same things.
Okay. So you had grown at Trane. He had followed you and knew your path. And so Joey told me to reach out to you. And I'm like, why am I reaching out to him? He doesn't know who I am. He probably knows who you are. And he's like, no, reach out to him. And so I private messaged you on Facebook.
Yeah.
And what were your thoughts when I'm like, hey, we have opportunities here. What you think?
Well,
and you don't know me.
Yeah, didn't know you at all. I was working on a chiller actively. I wear the Apple Watch all the time. And I felt it vibrate, and I look, and it says, message request from Alyssa Rogers. And I was like, all right, well, this is weird. Let's see what she wants. And so the first chance I got, I looked at it. And, you know, you essentially said something along the lines of, Joey would like to talk to you.
Yeah.
Would that be okay? And I think I said, yeah, I'm very happy where I'm at, but I'm always open to a conversation. And then, yeah, talked to Joey. I told him the same thing. I'm not going anywhere, but I'll listen to you. He convinced me to get dinner with him. I got dinner with him, and I told him I'm happy where I'm at. And we talked a few more times, and next thing I know, I was putting on a Rogers shirt.
Yeah. And we were so excited. I remember the day that you accepted, and the halls here were just so, like, it was just an exciting time, and everyone was celebrating. Oh my gosh. And it's almost like, I don't know how you guys feel, but when you have that big win moment, it's almost like you yourself feel like you have to level up as a leader, as a person. And it's like, wow, that really just happened. And I've talked about it for years now. I can't believe I'm saying years on the podcast. I've been talking about it for years. When you have those moments, it's humbling. And still to this day, anytime someone accepts an offer at Rogers, I'm just like, oh my gosh, they're coming to work for us. Like they're coming to work with us and join our team, and how exciting that is. And I still can't believe it and it makes me think back to the early days and where we are now. And so the Halls were just so excited, and we just felt honored that you had agreed to join our team. And then you get here and you go through onboarding process. How was that?
It was phenomenal. Joey could be a motivational speaker, I think. I think we need more of that.
I
We
think
need more
so
of
too.
that fire around here
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
But it was great. You know, coming here was definitely a risk, right? So
Yeah.
I had a good job that I was comfortable with, and I was growing and I was going places there. And to completely change my entire course in a matter of a week, really, it was a huge risk to come here, and a challenge, but definitely worth it for sure.
And then you go through the onboarding process. You get in the truck, you start performing. We had no doubt. And, you know, we sit down and have the conversation on the podcast, and you talk about your goals. And your goals were to grow the service department. You're like, okay, you kept talking about, we are a world-class company. People are going to expect world-class service from you. Like, this is what you're going to provide. We were talking about growing into Pennsylvania County and growing that. Now we're in Danville every day. And so very successful transition there. Still growing in that community, but definitely come a long way in a year since we talked about it.
Yep.
We talked about you helping to grow the service department. I feel like the service department is doing a phenomenal job, and we've grown in people and size over this year. And so I would say you've accomplished a lot since you got here.
I think so.
You think so?
I think so.
And what I want to hone in on right now, because I think that so many people deserve to hear this, because you didn't just say, I want to do this. I want to help with the growth of the team, help growing into a new market, and support wherever needed. You really worked on yourself throughout the year. And in the podcast episode, you talked about holding yourself accountable and how important that is to you. So talk about your personal growth over the last year. You got married?
Man. I did get married.
Yes.
Got married there.
Yeah.
So she is the biggest help. Taylor is the biggest help for sure. She's the best support I could ask for. As far as holding myself accountable, you know, I set goals and I check up on them often. And sometimes those goals do shift, right? You set out on a journey to accomplish one thing and you realize halfway through, I need to be going this way instead of that way. So some goals have changed and we've adjusted, but we always work towards them every day.
And you're always reading.
Always.
You are always trying to improve yourself.
Always.
And this isn't just something that I know because you tell me. This is something I know because I see it.
Thank you.
And I hear you talking to others about it. And I think that's so important, because it's so easy for us to set goals for ourselves. But if we're not communicating what those goals are with people, and we're not trying to help others achieve their goals, what are we really doing?
That's true.
And so you are always holding everyone accountable. And I appreciate that, including me.
Yeah.
And I talked about it a year ago, and he's still holding me accountable.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to do something and be held accountable to doing that and checked up on, you tell this guy, because you are going to check in.
I'm your guy.
Yes, it is true. And so you talked about things shifting and goal shifting. And I think that when you started here and we talked about growing the service department and your path here, I think everyone, if you were to ask them, like, what is Brandon Frost's next step? They would probably be like, oh, he's going to be the service manager for Rogers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I would think that would be the next step, but that's not, is it?
Not quite.
No. We have a huge announcement. This is a big announcement. It has not been announced to the community. And I feel honored to be able to break this news on the Rogers Radio podcast for the first time ever. So, what is your next step at Rogers?
Do I want to say it or do you want to say it?
You say it. It's exciting. It's you.
At Rogers, we are going to be launching our second location in Lynchburg, Virginia. So I'm very excited to start serving all of the great people of Central Virginia and, spreading our reach for sure.
This is so exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
It's like, a breath of fresh air being able to talk about it. Because you're not only just going to be running calls in Lynchburg. We're not just expanding and saying, okay, Frost, you're going to be running calls there. Like, what are you going to be doing in Lynchburg? I mean, we're having a full-blown location in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Yeah, I'm going to be greenfielding a whole location. So if you're looking for a job in the Central Virginia area, come talk to me. We're looking for A players and A players only.
Yes.
So yeah, we're going to build a great team and hopefully match the same size of the location we are here in South Boston pretty soon.
Yes.
Within the next couple of years. And
yes.
It's going to be amazing.
I am so excited for you. Like we were saying, working on yourself, your personal growth, and communicating your goals. It's just the right fit, the right time. And it's a huge risk, but it's a risk that you're like, I'll take it. Let's go. And you're not just, going to be running that location. You're moving.
Yeah, we're relocating.
You're relocating to Lynchburg. Yeah. As we speak, you have all this stuff going on to get moved to Lynchburg. And, you're going to be in it. And what you always say every time we talk about it, like, okay, this is what we have to do, and this is what could happen. We don't know what could happen. You're like, failure's not an option.
Failure's not an option.
Ever.
That's why I'm moving, jumping in head first. Like, there's not going to be any, well, this didn't work out, I need to take a step back. It's all or it's nothing, for sure.
Yeah, and to be fully transparent, we had a conversation, and I was talking to you about different options. Like, should we do a location, a physical location, or should we just kind of try to figure it out as we go and, start marketing there but not have a location? You're like, if we don't have a location there, that's not showing that we're going all in.
That's right.
We need a location.
That's right. You got to commit.
Yes.
You got to commit.
And you have committed.
Yes.
And we are committed to you.
Yes.
To help you be as successful as possible. And the location is coming. So we will announce the location, the actual location, in the coming weeks. And I mean, this goes live November 1st.
Yep.
Like, we are in Lynchburg November 1st.
Yep. Which is 4 days away.
That is this week.
It's this week.
This week we are live in Lynchburg, Virginia. I mean, this is amazing. I know that we've talked about our vision for Rogers and growing into other areas and expanding into other areas. We are going to be doing that in 2025. We are starting it now in 2024 with Lynchburg, but we hope to expand into more markets in 2025. And it takes, individuals like you that are like, failure's not an option. Like, I want to do this. And we have these opportunities for people internally. If anyone's wanting to join our team, like Frost said, we are asking for A players to join our team. It's going to be great. We have opportunities now in South Boston, Danville, and Clarksville, but now we have them in Lynchburg. So if you're in that area and you're listening, join his team. He's going to be looking to add to his team, and this is starting at the ground level. And so the growth opportunities are endless.
They're endless, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I'm very thankful for this opportunity as well.
Yeah.
This is a huge risk for you guys as much as it is for me. This is your name on the line. I don't have Rogers in my name anywhere. You do.
Yeah.
So it's a huge risk for you. And for you to trust me at the level that you do, it really means a lot, and I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And we feel the same about you. And I mean, failure's not an option with you.
Yeah.
And we know that. And you're going to be so successful at, really growing this location. And you have what it takes.
Thank you.
You have what it takes. And you are going to, make us proud. You already have. And now we just get to bring that world-class experience to more people.
To more people.
And I can't wait to see where it goes.
I can't either.
He is chomping at the bit. Like, it's only 4 days away, but how long have we been working on this? It happened
It
pretty
happened
quick.
very quick,
Mhm.
so probably like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's not long,
Yeah.
not long. So you guys came to me with the idea, and I immediately got to work and found a spot, found everything that we need to get this rolling, and now we're doing it.
We're doing it, and that's how things happen around here. Things happen quick.
Mhm.
Joey is a visionary. He will sit, you may see him sometimes sitting back and thinking, and it's like he's staring into space. He has this this ability to shut off the whole world around him and think about one singular thing,
Mhm.
and he will hear nothing around him. And when you see him in that mode, he's really trying to create a vision of what he wants things to look like. And this was one of them. Calls you, let's do this, and 3 weeks later, we're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it.
It's pretty awesome. I can't wait. I'm chomping at the bit to see what happens. I know that you're going to crush it. If you're listening or watching and you want to join a great team, you want this guy right here. If you're in that area, contact him. We'll put all the contact information in the description so you can reach out to Brandon directly to join the team. Or if you have questions about the Lynchburg branch and what's to come there and the services that we're offering, it really is. It's going to be HVAC and electrical to start. We'd love to get into plumbing. If you're a plumber, apply. This is your opportunity to grow a plumbing department.
Yeah,
And so that's
for
really
sure.
cool. And we're just going to go in and we're going to serve you to the best of our ability, world-class experience, and make your home comfortable.
That's a fact.
Yeah?
That's a fact. Even if you don't have any kind of home service experience, if you are an A player with a winning mindset, we have a place for you.
That
for
is
sure.
so true. So true. And if you're a homeowner and you need our services and you're excited that we're expanding into new markets, let us know, because we want to know if you're in the Lynchburg area and you'd like our services. But if you are in an area that we are not currently serving and you'd like us to be there, let us know what that area is so we can start looking into it and start providing opportunities to individuals to open up locations there, because we're looking for that. So Brandon Frost is the first one to take this and go with it in Lynchburg and open up a second location, but there are going to be lots more. And so if you want an opportunity to grow and start at the ground level and have the resources you need to start this, we're here for you, and we'll help you achieve that.
Yeah.
Just like this guy.
Thank you.
And so what is your number one goal right now?
Number one goal is to get this location off the ground and running, and get some service technicians and comfort advisors and some installers, so that way they can continue to grow and reach and have those people that we hire be direct reflections of myself. And I want world class and nothing else.
Well, you want to be led by this guy, so give us a call. I hope you're as excited as we are about the expansion of Rogers. It's taken many years to get here, but it just feels right. We're super humbled and excited to see where this takes us. And again, we appreciate everyone that tunes in to the Rogers Radio Podcast every week. We couldn't be where we are without you supporting us. I love seeing you in the community. We were at some events over the weekend and people coming up and talking about the podcast and saying hello, hello, and just saying that you watch or listen every week. It's so appreciated. We are going to continue bringing you amazing content to come in the new year and in the coming weeks. It's going to be great. And, continue rating, reviewing, subscribing, continue commenting and giving us feedback. We love to hear it. And we will talk to you next week. Bye.